welcome back to TezMania TV. Today I am doing a tattoo or body modification update for you, and we're going to be talking about and looking at this thing that is brand new. So yeah, I got the front of my neck tattooed and completed this sort of V-shaped area in my chest piece. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit about the process of getting this done, a little bit about the inspiration behind it and anything like that. If you feel like there are details that I left out in this video, ask your questions in the comment section and I'll try to answer them as best to my abilities. So I have been wanting to get a front neck or throat tattoo or whatever you want to call this area for a while, but I have been scared to do so because of the issues that I have with my neck. You guys know that I have chronic pain. I have good days and I have bad days, but it always hurts to some degree, and I don't want to do anything that can make it worse. So I was really worried about this because the muscles in the front of your neck right here, these are always working overtime on me, helping the back of my neck hold my head up because the back of my neck is weakened in several spots. If you want to know like the full story of what's wrong with my neck, I did make a full video on that a while back, so go check that out. I just don't want to talk about that in this video. I just want to explain some things. So that's why I haven't tattooed this area before, but I decided it was time, and the only way that I decided it felt safe was to use a numbing cream, or actually two different kinds. This was done in 2 sessions. I was hoping to get done in 1, but the pain became too much after a while, so we had to pause it and then come back a week later. So I did the outlines and filling in the middle and one of the sides the first time, and then filling in the rest the other time. So this is the first numbing cream that I used. It's from a company in Australia, and you put this on like really thick in the area that you're gonna tattoo. You wrap yourself in plastic wrap and then you leave it on for 90 minutes. And then when you get to your tattoo artist, they remove it and like wipe you clean. So you don't do that yourself, they do that for you. And then they can tattoo over that and you won't feel anything for a while. So yeah, I'm gonna start by showing you actually the sketches that I made this summer for my tattoo. So I did one sideways and I did one from the front, so to show sort of the main part, and then this little area here that was left over after the chest piece was done. So yeah, those were my sketches, and my tattoo artist did not make a stencil for this because the neck is kind of a tricky area, and he was like, are you okay with me just drawing them on and then sort of freehanding it? And I was like, yeah, sure, do that. So that's what he did, and I think that gave it a more, I don't know what the correct word to use here will be without it sounding weird, but natural look. Like it feels more like a genuine part of my body. That way the lines aren't exactly the same on both sides, and that's kind of the point. It's not meant to be like a stamp, a stencil like that. So I thought that kind of made it, yeah, just look more interesting. So the inspiration behind these, I mean, basically they're just lines. They don't mean anything, or they're not like connected to a sort of specific memory or anything like that. You guys know that I rarely do that with my tattoos. They are, however, lightly inspired by 2 things. The first being gills, because, you know, it's kind of sort of like gills, but like a lot of them. And the second is zebra stripes, because, you know, love me some zebra print. But they're not meant to look like zebra prints. They're meant to follow the shape of my neck and sort of frame it. And this, since this was V-shaped, I decided to do the lines here in V's. These sort of look like bats. They're not bats, but I like that it's kind of a wink towards bats because Mama is a Batman comic fan. And yeah, I just thought that they went together pretty well. So these ones stop like right over my collarbone. This is the collarbone right here, so the lower ones stop right there. I could have taken it further out, but I do have some plans for the rest of my back that I want coming forward here and sort of mixing in together with this. So this was enough. There are 6 of these little ones on each side, and then we have 5 down here. Now there's no significance behind the numbers or anything like that. That's just what I thought looked good when I did the sketch, and my tattoo artist agreed, so we went for that. Okay, so I put the numbing cream on. I got there, he wiped it off, and then he spent about an hour drawing everything out by hand based on the images that I sent him of my drawings. And after having drawn them on for an hour, he began tattooing, and he did the outlines first. And because of the numbing cream, I didn't feel any of that. There were a couple of spots where I must have not put enough of a thick layer of the cream because I could feel like a little bit in sort of the tips in the back, but that was fine. The rest of it was just like completely numb, which was, oh, it was such a relief because when things hurt, you tense up, and when I tense up, my neck can go into lockdown. Like I've sneezed myself into lockdown a fuck ton of times because you tense up when you do that. So that's what I was worried about. But numbing cream to the rescue. So when he did the outlines, I didn't feel anything. That took about an hour and a half. And after that, he started filling them in. And at that point, the numbing cream started wearing off. It says on the package that it's supposed to last between 3 to 4 hours, but it did not. It lasted for, well, 2.5. I guess this varies, obviously, on maybe the spot or what kind of skin you have. I don't know. This is my first time using numbing cream, so this is the only experience that I have of it so far. So yeah, once he started filling these out, so by the time he was done with these and started up here, the numbing cream was completely gone, and I could feel everything, and the neck, front of the neck, collarbone, throat area is pretty painful. And I started tensing up, and I had to lie to the side so that he could reach properly. And lying like this with my head tilted to the side firmly for like an hour is not a good idea when you have the kind of damage that my neck has. And I started to get worried. So once he was done filling out this side, I was like, you know what, we're gonna have to break here, because for one, the pain is getting to me and I really, really don't want to like fuck up my neck. And also, he told me that he had a client coming right after, so he was fine with just booking a second appointment. And he knew about my damaged neck before, so he was like, fine, you say stop if it hurts too much. And it did towards the end. So yeah, I booked a new appointment 1 week later and used numbing cream again, but another kind. It looks like this. This I purchased from a tattoo supply shop here in Sweden. They both worked pretty much the same. I can't really say, because when we filled out this side, it only took an hour and maybe 10 minutes because it was literally just filling it in. So I couldn't say if that lasted longer than the other numbing cream. If you guys have any personal experiences with numbing creams, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm always interested in knowing like the difference between these kind of products and how long they last and what your experience with it is. Mine was very positive because I couldn't, for the outlines, couldn't feel anything, and then filling out this side couldn't feel anything. So I was able to relax and not have to worry about my neck, which was amazing. So let's take a look at the tattoo properly, shall we? And it goes back. I told him I didn't want it to touch the other tattoos, so he placed it so that they're layered between. So yeah. That is the whole thing. And one of the reasons why I chose to do the design in diagonal lines like this is because I have age wrinkles or like saggy skin on my throat, which leaves very visible folds. And I'm inserting some footage here of before I got the tattoo where you can see like these little folds. Everybody has these. It's nothing weird. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just an aesthetic thing that I don't really like. So I asked my tattoo artist to place these so that they sort of masked those natural lines. And I think he did, because I honestly can't really see them anymore. I can see like in the little space in between here where it's empty, but that's it. I feel awesome. I think it looks great. This is a really cool freaking tattoo. I absolutely love it. And as always, when you get tattooed, I felt naked on my throat before, but now I feel like, oh no, my shoulder is naked and I maybe need to fill out some stuff. That's how it is. Like, you keep finding new spots that you need to fill out. But yeah, I'm very happy with this. And this tattoo artist is somebody that I've heard of before, but I hadn't actually gone to before. So this was his first time tattooing me. His name is Nelson Hardy, and he works from a studio called Krets, which means circuit. And he works with a bunch of other tattoo artists, and they were all there at the same time as me in the same like big room working on other people. And it was a freaking blast. Like, he is super nice and friendly. We talked about horror movies and all kinds of stuff, and I had like some small chats with the other people in the room. It was a genuinely good time. So yeah, this has been a very, very positive experience. Other than feeling the pain towards the end on this side, yeah, I'm very, very pleased with the whole thing. And I'm gonna link to the tattoo artist and the studio in the caption box here if you're in Stockholm and you want to get tattooed, or just look them up. So yeah, I'll put that in the caption. If I can remember, I'll also link to where I got the 2 numbing creams, the one from Australia and the one from a place here in Stockholm. My dog just ran across the floor. So yeah, I am very, 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 very happy with this. It feels more complete now. Like, my look feels more complete. That's how it is every time you get a tattoo though. But this was such a big, like, empty, gaping space before. Yeah, it's just, I really like it. Oh, and because of the current situation in the world with Corona roaming around, I was not allowed to record anything during the actual tattooing session. They're just not allowing cell phones in the tattooing area in the studios, which I think is a good idea. So I was just like, all relaxed, looking up at the ceiling, talking to my tattoo artist. So there is no footage from that, but you guys know what it looks like to get tattooed. I've shown you a bunch of times, and this was done by machine. That is it, I think, for this video. Again, if you feel like I missed some information, please let me know in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, do no harm, but take no shits. I'll see you next time.